Hey, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with this inspirational morning walk. First time listeners, I just get some exercise in the mornings and I share my thoughts with you guys, whatever I'm inspired to talk about that day. But you can see in the background there, man, nice, beautiful skies, We late 40s right now, we're gonna hit the 50 mark. By the time I finish this video, we should hit the 50 mark. So it's beautiful weather. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy the weather today. It's nice and beautiful. Next week we're back in the cold weather for our standards. Nothing for the people up north, but back down in the 30s, But that's okay. But yes, guys, it's beautiful, nice sunny day. I can enjoy the weather. Hope you got great weather wherever you are, and you're trying to get a head start into this weekend. But yes, just go on YouTube if you like what you're hearing. There's lots of stuff on there, and while you're on there, you can subscribe to the channel. Mr. Helen Green, good morning. How are you doing? Hey, yes, so today what I want to talk about is, are some of us blocking our blessings, blocking our miracles? Is it some of us are blocking our miracles, right? What I mean by that, we're always talking about his faith, right? Talking about his faith. So we're gonna look at the story here in the Bible. And when you hear this message, you're gonna know if it's you or not. You're gonna know if you were blocking your miracles all this time, right? We're gonna look at this story here in John 11. It's John 11. Can't go through the whole thing, but it's talking about the death of Lazarus, right? Remember the story in the Bible, the death of Lazarus. Miss Carl Campbell, good morning. How are you doing? We can look at the story with the death of Lazarus, right? And we can extract some nuggets you may never thought about before, but we can extract some little nuggets from that story and see if some of us are blocking our miracles, right? So the whole story with in John 11, right, is these two sisters, and the brother Lazarus was sick. I'm gonna read quick for the introduction of it. Can't go through the whole thing, right? So he said, now a certain man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. It was the Mary who anointed the Lord with fragrant oil and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. So that was the same Mary, right? These two sisters. Lazarus was sick. Therefore the sister sent to him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom you love is sick. So the sister's gone and tell Lazarus, man, Jesus, the one who you love is sick, man. My brother is sick, right? When Jesus heard that, he said, this sickness is not unto death. I want you to pay attention, because a lot of time, remember in the case with the guys on the boat, when Jesus told us, let's go across to the other side, right? When the storm came, they all panicked. Jesus, how could you be sleeping with the storm? So we got to pay attention to Jesus' word. We got to pay attention to, he's not going to lie, right? So here he said here in verse 4, this is John 11:4. This sickness is not unto death. This sickness is not going to end in death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of Man may be glorified through it. This sickness is not going to end unto death, right? So maybe the situation you're in is not going to dare to destroy you. The sickness may not get unto death. Maybe he just delays stuff so he can get the glory, right? So let's go on. And the whole story is he delayed 4 days before we go. He delayed 4 days and Lazarus died. But Jesus said this sickness is not unto death, but the man is dead. Jesus, so what are you talking about? He is dead. So Mary, let's go on to 32 and read quickly what you say in 21 to 25. So Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have been dead. I tell you, before he died, he was only sick. Lord, I come to you when the man was sick. You did not show up. Now the man is dead, right? If you had not been there, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, God will give you whatever you ask. This is Martha telling Jesus here now. She said, even though I know, but I know that even now God will still give you what you ask for. She still got your faith, right? She still got her faith. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. Your brother will rise again. But Jesus, you don't understand what I'm saying? I come to you when my brother was sick. You said where there's life, there's hope, right? I come to you when he's sick. Now the man is dead. You're telling me he can rise again? I know he can rise again in the resurrection. That's what she went on to say, right? Martha answered, I know he will rise again in the resurrection of the last day. God, I believe in all of that in the resurrection of the last day. But I'm helping my case right now. I need my brother here on earth right now. I know the resurrection story you can come with, you can rise again, and I got all of that, but I want him right here on earth with me right now, man. My brother is a big part of my life, right? Okay. So Martha answered, I know you'll rise again in the resurrection of the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live even though he died. The one who believes in me will live even though he died. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this, Martha? Martha said, yes. Martha said, yes, I believe the God. Right? Then Mary, the other sister, this is Martha. Mary, the other sister, in John 11:32, she come to Jesus. Then when Mary came where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying to him, Lord, if you had only been here, my brother would not have died. So you can tell how they was talking. Man, Jesus mess up on this one. Man, I unlike this man say he love us, our family, and we went and looked for him. And he wasn't that busy. He could have come, man. He could have taken some time out and come. He could answer my prayers when I was sick. He wait till the situation get this bad now, man. If you were only here, Jesus, before the bank took away my house. If you were only here before I lost my job and I had to lose everything. If you were only here before this situation get to the stage where the doctor tell me he can't do nothing more for me now and I got 6 months to live. If you were, I was praying to you before and you didn't show up, man. What's up with that? And that's when people lose faith and turn atheists and say, God, get upset and mad with God. But you got to remember what his word said early up here. This sickness is not unto death. Right? And then he tell her, your brother will rise again. When she come and say, your brother will rise again. And this sickness is not unto death. Hold on those words, right? So let's go. Lazarus dead and Jesus gone to the house. That's why I can really pick it up from now. John 11:38-44. Lazarus is dead now. So Jesus said, okay, we're going to the house now, right? Then Jesus again, groaning in himself, came to the tomb because Jesus was feeling was grieving with them. Raul Ramsey, good morning. Jesus was grieving with them because he's human too. He see the pain they're going through. So the human part of him was grieved with them, and the part that said Jesus wept. Why you could go on and read the whole thing. I just kind of picking out certain pieces, right? So Jesus gone to the house. Then Jesus again, groaning in himself, came to the tomb. It was a cave and a stone lay against it. So the stone was in this cave where the body was, and a big stone blocking the door, just like how it was with Jesus, right? A big stone in front of the cave. And here Jesus said, take the stone away. Take the stone away. Here Miss Martha. Martha is the mouthier one. She's the one who do most of the talking. Here Martha now. Martha, the sister of him who was died, said to him, Lord, by this time there's a stench, for he has been dead for 4 days. According to one pastor that put it, she trying to give Jesus a lecture in mortuary science. Jesus, if you don't understand how this thing works, bro, I come to you when this man was sick. You could have saved him then. Now you're dead. Now he's dead. And the belief was within 3 days they can rise again. But this is the 4th day, Jesus. If you don't understand how this thing works, by this time the body can decompose and it can start smelling. And maybe you don't understand this thing because you're from heaven. But I from earth, I seen how body decompose. So let me tell you, Jesus, you don't understand this thing, Martha said. By this time, there's a stench, for he's been dead 4 years, Jesus. You didn't come early when I called you. Now it's done. It's done. There's no more hope for me. There's no more hope. I'm dealing with this sickness 10 years now. The doctor said all I could do is take these pills. I'm dealing with this sickness 20 years. It's done. It's over with. You're too late. The stench is there already. But here how Jesus responded. Jesus said to her, did I say to you that if you believe, you would see the glory of God? You see, that's the difference, right? When you're dealing with the supernatural, which is God, in the natural, we're going to see, then believe. We got to see for believe. But God said, when you're dealing with me, you got to believe, then you're going to see. You got to believe, then you're going to see. So that's how Jesus responded to her. Did I say to you that if you believe, you hear believe come, right? Believe, you would see the glory of God. You got to believe first, then you will see the glory. You got to remove that stone, Martha. Remove the stone to see the miracle. And that's what happened with a lot of us. We in the natural, we believe to a certain point. But when the situation gets to a certain point where it's beyond our comprehension, beyond what we know, beyond our education, beyond our believing, beyond our experience, we saying it's over with. There's no way God could do this now. It's over with, God. This is reasoning, man. I got the notice in my hand. These people tell me tomorrow they're coming to evict me at 3 o'clock and I don't have no money. What you can do? I ain't getting paid till next week. Even though I was supposed to get this inheritance, that's not going to be till next year, and they're coming tomorrow to evict me. And he's saying, remove the stone. Remove the stone. Have believe. Remove the stone. How much of us not removing our stone and blocking that miracle? Just like Martha attempted to do. She was doing fine, but now she put logic in place. I see bodies decomposing for this. So that's how we respond to her. So then I tell you, if you believe you will see the glory of God, then they took away the stone from the place where the dead man was lying. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, hear this part, and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I thank you. Listen to the language, past tense. I thank you that you have heard me. He said, don't thank you for hearing me, God, and just please hear me and answer this prayer. He said, thank you for you have heard me. So from this first time, they'd come and tell him that Lazarus is sick. When Jesus tell him this sickness would not end in death, he done discuss it with the Father. He done discuss it with his daddy, and they say, hey, we're going to do this miracle. Once they show the correct faith and remove the stone, we're going to do this thing. Jesus and God said this is a done deal. Your miracle already approved. Your miracle already approved. He done discuss it to the Father. Thank you for hearing me. But here what he went on and said. He said, thank you thank you that you have heard me, and I know that you always hear me. But because of the people who are standing by, I said this, that they may believe that you sent me. Saying, God, I didn't have to say thank you for hearing me. We don't talk about this. We don't discuss this. But I only say this for these doubting people here so they can believe. But we don't discuss this. Your miracle already approved. Your miracle already approved. You just got to remove the stone. Pamela Fontanelli, remove the stone and stop doubting because it's beyond your belief. Some of us educate ourselves out of God's presence because we got so much education, and that's why the scientists have a hard time in believing in God, because they got to prove everything. And God got a lot of laws down here. The stuff what they're doing, they're right. There's a lot of this world operating laws, but you can say, Gregory, what's the laws this? 4 days a man dead and he's supposed to be stinking. So God's going against his own laws? No, I guess, like if I telling this to my son, I got to make sure I got this. He is man always. But so God going against his own laws? He lying to us? No, he's not. They got laws out there that we didn't discover yet. 10, 15, 20 years ago, was this possible what I'm doing here? Talking on a little phone, a little device in my hand and reaching people all over the world. That technology is always there, but he didn't expose it to us yet. We would have said, this is impossible, we're doing. This would have been a miracle when we think about it. But there's a technology out there. Man just didn't find those laws yet. That could have happened. God operating on some laws that he didn't expose to us yet. We call it a miracle. He's saying, bro, you just don't know the law there, but I just didn't show it to you yet. I ain't show you the law yet. Maybe one day y'all can discover the law. But right now, no. So he's not lying. He got laws out there, and because this is what we keep saying, technology keep improving. Technology, yeah, but those laws already exist. Man just now discovering them. They're out there all the time, but man just now discovering them. As we say, technology improving, right? So let's go on and say, And now, always because of the people, he said, just doing this as a show, let them people know, the doubting people. But we don't talk about this God. Now when he had said these things, he cried out a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he who was dead, your situation that was dead, the situation dealing with 20 years, 10 years, was dead, who you think can't come back because you lost everything. You think there's no more hope for you. Your son on the streets 20 years now, 10 years now, and you give up hope. The situation that you think was dead. And now he said these words, Lazarus come forth. And he who was dead came out, bound hand and foot with grave cloth. And his face was wrapped with a cloth. So Lazarus was still, he come out, but he's still wrapped up. There's wrap up the body back in the days with this cloth and purified and all of that, right? So Lazarus still come out with all this cloth on him, right? He come forward, probably wiggling, he tie up, he can't move properly. You would move if you tie up hand and foot, right? Then Jesus said to them, loose him and let him go. Jesus said, so what are you saying here? I could have done this miracle all by myself, but I'm going to involve some other people in it. I'm going to involve you in the miracle. We are participants in the miracle, but we got to do our part. At least you could do is release the man, cut the cloth off of him. I just bring him back to life. At least you can do is believe. I can do all the works. All you got to do is believe. You help participate in your own miracle by believing. That's your part. All the other fancy technology, I got that. But you just do your part in the miracle and believe. And I'm going to send people just like how had people help her to remove the stone. People going to help you remove your stone if you can't remove it yourself. And you got to help people remove the stone, just like how we tell the people, go and release, go and cut the cloth off. Some people going to help you. You got to help some people for their miracle to come true. And people going to help you for get your miracle true. That's what he's saying. We all are participants in this, but we got a part to play. We got to help somebody with their miracle, or people going to help us with our miracle. But it's approved. And we got to remove that stone. If we don't remove the stone, we can't see the dead man come out. If you don't remove the stone, you can't see a situation. You're blocking your own miracle. It's already approved. God, thank you that you have heard me. You done. This is done. We done talk about this since the first day they come to me. Since the first day you prayed about the sickness. God hear you, he said, but you know what? I'm going to delay a little bit. The talk a good talk. Let me see. I can get glory out of this. So your son on the streets for 10, 15 years. Everybody know. They call him, he's a bomb. They tell him he's crazy. And God saying, you know what? I want all of them to see. The more people see him. And when I clean him up and he starts to do my work, they're going to believe. I can get the glory out of this one here. Because they all see him and condemn him and say he's no good and he's a bomb. And I going to raise him up. And make him something. Look at Mandela, 28 years in prison, then he come out to be president, right? He could have said, it's done, it's over with, I can never get out of here. God, from prisoner to president, right? So your situation you think is done and there's no more hope because doctor or the professional in that area tell you there's nothing more he can do. God said, bro, I got some technology that they don't know about. I'll hook you up, but remove your stone. If you said this is impossible, there's nothing more I can do. Me and Father already talked about this. It's already approved. Remove your stone, bro. Remove that stone. All right, guys, I can leave that there, but don't let us block our miracle. If this message is for you, you know it. Remove your stone and get your blessings and get your miracle. All right? Have a great day, guys. Goodbye.